My name is Thomas Spear, and 1 year ago I almost choked to death on a tooth that fell while I was asleep. I was all alone in the dark bedroom, with no one in the world to help me, hopelessly trying to gasp for air again and again and again, until finally, somebody up there must have really loved me. I coughed blood all over the sheets and pillows, and one tooth. I never, not even 1,000 years, would have thought such a thing was even possible. But even though it was the most terrifying experience from my entire life, it was that precise nightmarish moment that set me on a completely unexpected journey that opened my eyes to the sick and deadly practices of the dental industry. Helped me find out what's really happening inside the body when your gums are bleeding. And eventually led me to the discovery of a completely natural and inexpensive method that makes it possible for you to effortlessly regenerate all your gums, while super cementing your teeth, no matter how advanced your tooth decay is. In the following 5 minutes, I'll show you why. Gum disease, tooth decay, or bad breath have nothing to do with how good your oral hygiene is. But with predatory bacteria buried deep inside your gums, eating at your roots and spreading like a plague to your throat, nose, and airways. And no matter what your doctor tells you, not even the deepest cleaning treatments can reach and destroy these bacteria that are tirelessly lurking inside your mouth, even when your teeth seem fine. But once you'll find out what you can do about it, not only will you have the power to get rid of your bleeding gums, bad teeth, and bad breath once and for all, but you'll also never have to face a dentist for horrifying procedures again. Because this solution is so simple that you can use it right now in your own home in less than 60 seconds. And so incredibly powerful that has been clinically proven to work regardless of your age, medical condition, or the severity of your tooth decay. Without you having to spend a single red cent on endless dental treatments, dangerous chemical-filled medications, painful tartar removal, risky surgeries, or implants. In fact, this cheap method is so amazing that not only did it send shockwaves across the medical establishment, but many doctors see it as a miraculous key that can unlock gum and teeth rejuvenation. Yes, I know how incredible this sounds, especially if you've been suffering from tooth decay and terrible pain thinking there's no escape whatsoever. But even if your dentist has crushed your hopes by saying that it's too late, that you're bound to throw all your hard-earned savings on teeth reconstruction and implants, it's crucial that you stick with me until the very end of the story, because in a few moments, you'll soon be able to save your teeth and smile with confidence once again. Just imagine, no more throbbing pain, no more inflamed bleeding gums and bad breath, no more risking serious infections or stuffing yourself with medications, hoping the pulsating tooth agony will stop for just 1 second. Never having to cover your mouth or feel embarrassed. Instead, eating whatever you want, whenever you want. Talking, smiling, and taking pride in showing your pearly whites. Being able to kiss your wife or your kids without seeing them turning their heads away. And never ever having to set foot in a dental office again. Just like 57,000 other people did. People like Nicholas CJ, 45 years old from Glendale, Arizona, who wrote to say, "I've always taken care of my teeth and just couldn't understand why my gums were red, swollen, and receding. My dentist recommended me tartar removal. It was awful. It still hurts when I think about that scaler digging under my gums. Not to mention it didn't help at all, and one tooth got loose. Didn't really believe in your method, but tried it anyway because I was desperate. It's like my gums have grown back. My teeth seem whiter too. Thank you for this. Never going back to the doctor again." Or Kimberly M., 51 years old from Chicago, Illinois, who says, "Thomas, God bless you. I was sick with worry over my teeth. I was splitting blood every time I brushed, and one of my front teeth seemed to be moving. I hate dentists, and I sure didn't have money for an implant. Now everything is fine. Gums are clean and healthy, and no more loose teeth." These are just two of the real-life stories from people just like you, who have already used the method I'm about to share with you. Now, I'll give you all the details on how it works in just a second. But before I do, I want you to know who I am, why my unusual discovery turned the dental industry upside down, while saving thousands of people the pain and money of going through implants and sickening dental procedures. And how exactly will it help you rebuild your teeth and gums in 60 seconds before going to bed, even in the most severe of cases of tooth decay. So as you know, my name is Thomas Spear. I'm 52 years old and I live in a small town near San Francisco, California, with my wife Hannah. I've been a chemistry teacher for the past 30 years, and in the past 5 years, since my wife had to retire early due to an accident, I've also been working as a taxi driver. Life's never been too easy for me, but I don't complain. In fact, as you're about to see, had it not been for my 2 jobs, I wouldn't have come across this groundbreaking solution that is now changing the lives of so many people. You see, after getting my second job as a taxi driver, I started working long hours, especially at night, fueling up on coffee and sweets to stay awake or just find the energy to carry on. At first, I used to carry a toothbrush in my glove box and wash my teeth in gas stations, but after a while, it was just too exhausted for that. A few months later, my gums started bleeding. First time I noticed the toothpaste I spit out turned slightly pink. Then, each time I got to brush my teeth, I spitted out blood in the sink. No big deal, I thought. I have more important things to worry about. A little bleeding from brushing can happen to anyone. Nothing wrong with that, right? Wrong. Spitting out blood after brushing is dead wrong. It's true. It happens to more people than you think. A whopping 56% of Americans suffer from some form of gum disease. But this does not make it any less serious. You're about to see inside this presentation why you should never ignore this sign. So not long after something embarrassing happened, at school the other teachers kept turning their heads away when I was talking to them, or just made a step back to keep a distance. And once, I've even overheard a few of my students calling me Beetlejuice. If you don't know who that is, well, it's a movie character with rotten, horrible teeth. I went to the bathroom and looked at my teeth in the mirror, yellow with swollen and irritated gums. And as hard as it was to admit, it was my breath that kept driving everybody away, which explained why Hannah kept avoiding kissing me or even hugging me. But what really hurt like hell was when I wanted to take my granddaughter, Sarah, into my arms and she started crying. I don't wanna, you make me vomit. Still, the worst was yet to come. Pain. Terrible, never-ending pulsating pain, even after popping painkillers like Tic Tacs. I was always moody, always tired, avoided to talk to people as much as I could. And on top of everything, my upper left molar seemed to be moving. It felt like one of those bad dreams when your teeth are falling, only it was really happening. My wife kept bugging me to go to the dentist. On one side, I knew she was right. On the other side, I kept postponing it and eating only on the left side. Listen, I'm a 6-foot-tall man, and I know how this sounds, but I'd rather pet a venomous, hairy, giant tarantula than go to the dentist. I get cold shivers up my spine just when thinking about it. The gruesome smells, the gut-wrenching instruments. But then, the dreadful night came. Hannah was babysitting our granddaughter, so she was spending the night at our son's house. I had a free shift, so I was happy to get into bed and finally get some sleep. All seemed to be just fine. My gums weren't swollen anymore, so I fell asleep with a glimpse of hope and got brutally woken up. I'll never forget the time, 12:47, choking, unable to breathe, not knowing what was stuck in my throat, hopelessly staring at the clock in the nightstand. A minute felt like eternity, from 12:47 to 12:48. Then, coughing up all the blood and the molar. I was sick to my stomach when I saw all the mess. I thought I almost died choking on a tooth in my sleep. The next morning, my cheek was swollen. After hearing all that had happened to me and seeing the way I looked, Hannah was worried sick. So I knew I had no choice. I had to go to the dentist. My heart was pounding out of my chest when I entered the cabinet. After a quick look into my mouth and an x-ray, the dentist gave me 2 frightening news. And please, keep listening, especially if you've ever dealt with bleeding gums. 1, my gums were so damaged that I had passed right by gingivitis and landed into the dangerous land of periodontitis. Periodontitis is an advanced form of gum disease that begins with inflammation and bleeding and ultimately causes your gums to retract, your teeth to fall, plus bad breath and tooth decay. Not only that, but gum disease and periodontitis are also linked to respiratory infections, kidney disease, and even oral deadly diseases. All because, as you're about to see, it turns your mouth into a perfect environment for harmful bacteria to thrive in. So what was I supposed to do? Well, as the doctor put it, here's how much it would cost you to fix your gums at the dentist and what you would have to go through. Gum grafts, about $600 per gum, and no guarantee it will work. If your gums are seriously damaged, this could cost you up to thousands of dollars. Fillings and root canals to save the teeth that were already damaged, with prices that range from $500 to $2,000. That's a lot of money to ask for a lot of pain, if you ask me. And then there's the surgery to strengthen the gums, or in medical terms, pocket elimination surgery. It costs approximately $6,000. Or, my favorite one, remove the worst teeth and replace them with implants. Thinking an implant costs $4,500, best case scenario, that. According to the doctor, I needed at least 4. I might as well have sold one of my kidneys. Oh, but the list doesn't stop there. No matter the dental procedure you choose as your torture, know that you'll have to pay for maintenance, which can cost over $100 per session. To put it bluntly, expensive, lengthy, painful treatments that promise no real solution, And I assure you, no doctor could ever guarantee that any of those treatments would work. It's all a game of chance. Only it's your money, your time, and your health on the table. For example, did you know you have to wait for 1.5 years to know if your dental implant was a success or not? Implants are usually a two-part process. First, putting in the implant, then waiting for the area to heal and covering it with a crown 3 to 4 months later. And then, only if 1 year passes without infections or other complications, can you finally breathe a sigh of relief. As if this depressing list wasn't, the dentist dropped a second bomb on me. I needed surgery. You see, my fallen tooth had a fractured root. A piece of this root was still buried deep inside my gums, causing an infection. So we needed to remove the remaining bits and fast, before the infection was going to spread even more. As the doctor explained to me, a tooth infection can invade your brain in a matter of hours and lead to severe complications and even death. Why? Because each one of your teeth is connected to your brain through tiny nerves. The infection can travel from the tooth to the nose to the eyes and ultimately to the brain. Here's how to tell if your infection needs immediate medical attention. It's a tip I learned from the doctor. If you experience confusion, headaches, and fever, you need to go to the hospital right away. As for my surgery, I'll spare you the details. Let's just say getting stung with a big anesthetic needle in your gums 5 times in a row and then butchered for 1 hour straight isn't something you want to remember. The most horrifying thing, however, was that even after the anesthetic from the surgery was gone, I couldn't feel my chin and my mouth was a little crooked. It took me 1 month to recover and regain the senses in my numb face. Meanwhile, I did a lot of research online to see if anybody else had been in my situation. Besides the only good advice I read, take B vitamins for facial nerve recovery and pray to God, I came across a study that shattered me to the core. Dental procedures and surgeries, implants included, can leave you disfigured. No wonder they have you sign tons of consent forms before the implant. Anything to cover their backs in case something goes wrong. So I could consider myself a fortunate case. After all these, one thing was sure, I was never going back to the dentist again. I started using a special toothpaste for gum disease, but with no success whatsoever. I was afraid to chew, always checking my teeth with my tongue to see if everything was fine. I began eating mostly soups and mashed potatoes, until one day it happened again. One of my front teeth was moving. That night I couldn't sleep. I was paralyzed with fear and tormented by thoughts. I was a full-grown man eating baby food on his way to lose his front teeth with no money for implants and risking life-threatening infections. That's when I took the decision to take the matter into my own hands and find a solution that I could afford. Go to the end of the earth if I had to. I couldn't possibly live like that. So I took some time off from teaching, which frankly was a relief as I was too embarrassed about my bad breath and bleeding gums to face my colleagues, and began spending my days in the biggest library in San Francisco, searching every corner. As you can imagine, it was not easy, and I can't tell you how many times I almost gave up. Well, there sure is a higher power out there because barely 3 weeks later, I finally found the one thing that changed everything. That would end up giving me and over 57,000 other people just like yourself their good, strong teeth and gums back. Now, here's exactly what happens inside your mouth when you have a gum disease. It all starts with those dangerous bacteria lurking deep inside your gums. The bacteria are like small termites that are relentlessly chewing on your teeth and gums, leaving them bleeding and inflamed. You might have gotten the bacteria from food, water, or even the kissing or drinking after somebody else. In time, the bacteria, along with food debris, multiply, accumulate, and form the so-called plaque and calculus. The calculus plaque is like a toxic mold that spreads on your teeth walls, causing bad breath and providing an excellent home for the bacteria to thrive in. Most of the times, your body's natural defense system succeeds in healing the swelling, but there's a catch to it. Scars remain. This means that after every inflammation episode, your gums retract. Ultimately, they're too weak or too loose to hold your teeth. Not only that, but another disturbing thing happens, and you need to take action fast. The next numbers are nothing less than frightening, but the good news is there's a simple way out of all these, and you're going to discover it soon. According to a study conducted by the University of Michigan, there are 20 billion bacteria in your mouth. These bacteria reproduce every 5 hours, and if you go 24 hours without cleaning your teeth, and I'm going to show you the most efficient way to clean your teeth inside this presentation, those 20 billion become 100 billion. And after they feed on your gums, they start devouring the ligaments that hold your teeth and supports the bones. Your teeth loosen. The roots get fractured. And it's only a matter of time until you'll face infections, throbbing pain, and tooth decay. If you're thinking, as I did back then, all you have to do is clean your mouth of bacteria, think again. Here's what I discovered next. No dental or medical method can destroy the gum-eating bacteria. And here's why. This is not something you're going to hear from your dentist because they have no interest in you knowing this. Normally, doctors recommend brushing your teeth at least twice a day, flossing, or going through dental scaling procedures to get rid of the bacteria and tartar. But here's where it all goes wrong. No matter how well you clean your teeth, at least 10% of the bacteria will remain hidden inside the gum pockets. Why? Because no traditional or advanced dental cleaning method can reach that deep. Electronic toothbrushes don't stand a chance of removing the teeth-eating bacteria, as they only deal with the surface of the teeth. Dental floss might be good to clean the dental debris, but is very aggressive on your already inflamed gums. Mouthwash might cover the entire area and go deeper under the gums, but is not powerful enough to break the plaque. Actually, all it does is to attack your taste buds. While dental scaling, the deepest method of teeth cleaning, has to be done at least once a week, often because the bacteria respreads fast. But if done too often, dental scaling destroys the enamel. And without the enamel protecting your tooth, you will scream with pain. That I can guarantee. Now, if your tooth falls and you do have the money for an implant and you're also lucky enough for the operation to be a success, guess what? The bacteria can always cause an infection around the implant, resulting in inflammation of the gums and, in the worst case, leading to bone loss in the jaw itself. Plus, note that even if a tooth looks perfect at the surface, the remaining 10% of bacteria are still chewing on its roots. Moreover, every time you do one of the following things, the bacteria become even more resistant. 1. Eating hard food. Yes, I know how that sounds. But every time you take a bite, the bacteria go even deeper. Why? Because you put an incredible amount of pressure on your teeth, up to 141 pounds, therefore sheltering the colony of termites deep inside the gums. Number 2. Same thing happens at night if you're grinding your teeth. Chances you're doing during your sleep are very high, as up to 50% of Americans suffer from this condition, yet few are aware of it. So, what in the world could be powerful enough to reach the bacteria, destroy it for good, and clean the plaque? I was stuck, but not for long. As I met one of the most respected medical researchers, Dr. ST. I'm using just his initials to protect his identity. Anyway, ST came every morning into the library and read tons of books on plants and herbs. His smile was so perfect that I couldn't help but stare every single time he greeted us. One time I just couldn't refrain myself. I'm sorry to bother you, but I couldn't not notice your teeth. I bet you had a lot of work done. Actually, none at all. So we got to talking. Dr. ST was retired for the past 2 years, and if he was to say the one thing he had learned in all his 40 years of medical research was that plants were far superior to drugs. His impeccable teeth were actually the result of a homemade soft bubble gum that he'd been chewing on every morning. Hearing all these, I began sharing my story. The terrible night I almost choked to death on my tooth, my gum disease, and all the embarrassment and pain it had caused me, the surgery, and what I discovered about the indestructible termite bacteria. You know, Dr. ST said, after listening carefully to my every word, there's one and only one thing that reaches every corner of your mouth and goes under your gums, your saliva. Seeing that I didn't quite understand what he was explaining, ST continued, the most important role of your saliva is to protect your teeth and gums. That's why it has antibacterial properties and contains lots of minerals and proteins. That's why the saliva is designed by nature to reach every corner of your mouth and go deep under your gums. Meaning it has access, so to say, to all the places where the bacteria thrive. The only problem is its power is limited, and without any help it can't possibly break all the tartar or fight millions of multiplying bacteria by itself. Then it hit me. The solution, turning saliva into the most powerful disinfectant that would break the tartar and destroy all the termite bacteria. But how? After giving it some thought, ST came to my rescue once again. In his 40 years of medical research, he had seen certain herbs, plants, and minerals 4 times stronger than morphine that could erase migraines and tooth abscess pain, or antibacterial nutrients that made canker sore outbreaks vanish in hours while forcing the affected tissues to regenerate by the next day. The only thing was to find the right herbs, plants, and minerals that would perfectly mix with the saliva and turn it into a strong weapon against the termite bacteria. By now, you must be very curious and anxious to find out what this ultimate teeth rejuvenation solution contains, why it's so extremely powerful that not only does it fiercely fight gum disease and tooth decay, but it also starts the rebuilding and rejuvenation of your teeth while protecting you against other conditions, like cavities and bad breath. And most importantly, how does it work and why does it work? so incredibly well. Please pay very close attention, because we didn't just discover a trick that repairs your gums and teeth, but something so incredibly powerful that not even Dr. ST believed to be possible. And now, for the first time ever, we can share the breakthrough secret of how this unique teeth-fortifying solution works. We sourced a total of over 29 top ingredients only from the purest locations, such as the Alps mountains of Europe, the fertile plains of India and western China, and from the best plantations in South Africa, Ethiopia, and Kenya. Moreover, after extensive lab testing, all the powerful herbs, plants, and minerals used have proven to be 100% effective only in this formula, specifically calculated and adjusted to be absorbed by your body, treating you from the inside, and to supercharge your saliva, making this ultimate dental weapon. The first step is to break the existing plaque and tartar that you've been loosening your gums and creating a comfortable environment for the termite bacteria. After more than 79 trials and experiments, we have found out the most effective and fast way to do this with the help of berberine. This powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory herb has been shown to fight harmful microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. And since there are no side effects, Dr. ST said, it's one ingredient and everyone both under 40 or over 40 should take, as the effects are nothing short of a miracle. But because this is a very important teeth rejuvenating step, we added 2 more ingredients. Turmeric, which is a well-known antimicrobial herb, proven to help remove plaque, bacteria, and inflammation, sometimes even more effective than expensive traditional mouthwashes. And milk thistle, which has been shown to help treat damage to the liver caused by heavy metals, such as mercury, arsenic, cadmium, and lead. Why is that important? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Heavy metal toxicity is a very serious issue, causing even brain damage, and most people are not even aware of this. But amalgam dental fillings can contain up to 50% mercury. That's why milk thistle plays a very important role in cleaning up and detoxifying your mouth and body from these toxic metals. The second step is to locate the bacteria colonies and destroy them by drowning them in purifying substances that will also fight the bleeding and inflammation. Sounds simple enough, but I can assure you it's not. That's why we came up with a powerful trio consisting of artichoke, chancapedra, a herb Dr. ST especially sourced from the rainforests of South America, and red raspberry. These 3 ingredients are loaded with vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, phosphorus, and magnesium, which act as essential purifying agents and are especially important for mouth infections. The third step, which is a crucial one, is to tighten your loose gums, heal the wounds, and cement the teeth roots. For this, we have used yarrow, which according to researchers from King's College London may increase fibroblasts, which are the cells responsible for regenerating connective tissue and helping your body recover from injury. The second ingredient used to heal the wounds is beetroot. Now, despite popular belief that beetroot stains your teeth, you should know that this plant actually stops tooth decay, as recently proven by the latest medical studies coming from the Netherlands. Your body converts beetroot into nitric oxide, which powers up your saliva's healing properties and slows the growth of acid-producing bacteria found in the plaque. The fourth step is to strengthen your teeth crowns by filling them with minerals and vitamins. This step is a lot like repairing cracked walls. The best ingredients to achieve this as fast as possible are dandelion, alfalfa, jujube seeds, and zinc. Dandelion greens provide a substantial amount of several minerals, including iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Alfalfa reduces sensitivity and strengthens the teeth. The jujube seeds, native from Southern Asia, are particularly rich in vitamin C, an important vitamin with high antioxidant and immune-boosting properties. While zinc is a trace mineral and can naturally be found in saliva, it has been proven to fight against the growth of bacteria and plaque, and here comes the best part. Zinc is also needed for your senses of taste and smell. And a zinc deficiency can highly reduce your ability to taste or smell. Not anymore, as now you will be able to taste a sizzling steak or a delicious lava cake as if it was your very first time eating these. The fifth step is to purify and detoxify the gut and balance the mouth bacteria with a powerful blend of chicory root, celery seed, burdock root, and yellow dock. All these plants also play a huge role in reducing inflammation and improving mineral absorption for steel-strong teeth. The sixth and final step towards a complete oral rejuvenation is to form an impenetrable shield for your teeth and gums, making them virtually indestructible against future bacteria or food debris. To achieve this, we've added grapeseed extract, which prevents growth of common foodborne bacteria, ginger, which contains gingerol, which is excellent at fighting off bacteria and preventing infection, and feverfew, which acts like a natural pain relief without the harmful side effects of common drugs. And in order to take advantage of all the latest discoveries in the field of medicine, to our formula we've added some powerful amino acids, such as methylthionine and L-cysteine, which play an essential role in your body's detoxification process. No toxic substances in the body, no more infections, right? Back to this day, I don't know why ST agreed to share and help me gather all the powerful ingredients. Maybe it was because of my story. Maybe because of his passion for natural remedies. Or maybe because, working in the medical industry, he had seen enough dentists stuffing their pockets with money and leaving innocent people to faith after risky and expensive surgeries. But one thing's for sure, we made an amazing team. Him, a walking natural alternatives encyclopedia. Me, with all my knowledge on chemistry, ready to test every possible interaction between the saliva and the various plants and herbs he had discovered. We worked night after night, testing until dawn inside ST's home laboratory, making sure that we got the right quantities and the most effective combination of ingredients. And there were times when I was so tired that I could throw up, but in the end, there it was, a solution that gathered all-powerful, 100% natural herbs, plants, minerals, and antibacterial nutrients. Of course, I was the very first one to try it. After the first day, I didn't feel a thing. Well, maybe hope, which was still something I thought I'd lost forever. But when I woke up on the second morning, something had clearly changed. There was no more blood after brushing. I just couldn't believe that. For the first time in months, I wasn't spitting blood like in a horror villain. The following days, I just couldn't believe my eyes. More than half the plaque had disappeared. And soon after that, my heart stood still. My front tooth wasn't moving anymore. Seeing my progress, I gathered a list of 20 people I knew who suffered from various forms of gum disease and asked them to discreetly test out our formula. Every single person accepted immediately, especially because no one needed to leave their house, as we personally delivered them all the selected teeth-fortifying ingredients. They each received a daily report form to follow their progress. I was prepared to wait at least a week for the initial reports to come back. But what happened next was amazing. Even after 3 or 4 days, I was getting call after call from everyone in the study, claiming their gums and teeth felt like new. They were stunned. I was even more shocked at how quickly my gum swelling and tooth pain went away. Honestly, when I woke up one morning and felt no ache and no metallic taste in my mouth, I thought for a second that I was dead. Faster than I thought, my gums had tightened back up and completely reattached to my teeth. And soon it was like my gum disease had never happened. Plus, the shade of my teeth was a lot lighter. Not only that, but according to my wife, I wasn't grinding my teeth in my sleep anymore. My life was completely normal again. I could finally smile, eat whenever I pleased, and nobody would ever judge me for how my teeth looked. And it wasn't just me. When I went to collect the reports from the other subjects in my initial study, the results I saw were astounding. Not a single person reported tooth pain, gum inflammation, plaque, or bad breath. And most importantly, no loose teeth. Even Dr. ST had seen nothing like it. It was clear we couldn't keep this life-saving protocol all to ourselves. All the suffering had to end. And we needed to make our discovery accessible to as many people as possible. So we created a clinically proven and all-natural supplement available for anyone who's tortured by gum disease or tooth decay. We've called it Steel Bite Pro, the 100% natural solution that you can use to rebuild your gums and teeth starting today. Once all the bacteria are destroyed, Steel Bite Pro will help you to stop bleeding and receding gums while you regain their healthy look and feel. Stop the pain and infections. This alone will save you thousands in painful root canals and other dental bills. Make the ugly plaque buildup literally fall, shed away your teeth. Escape gingivitis and periodontal disease. Get rid of bad breath and all the embarrassing moment caused by it. Enjoy the confidence of having whiter teeth without cavities. Never have to throw your savings on dental implants and risk nerve damage or even facial paralysis. And never ever have to go to the dentist. To create Steel Bite Pro, we've sourced only the purest, highest quality 23 plants, herbs, minerals, and vitamins, measured the exact quantities needed, and put them into an easy-to-swallow capsule to take once a day. Every capsule is manufactured in the USA in our FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards, so you can be 100% sure it's safe, clean, and of the highest quality. Moreover, Steel Bite Pro capsules are non-GMO. They do not contain any dangerous stimulants or toxins, and they are not habit-forming. Not only is Steel Bite Pro revolutionary in its approach, but it can be used by anyone at any age, regardless of their medical condition. even after years of neglect and decline. To date, more than 57,000 Americans, just like you, have already used the SteelBite Pro personally, or shared it with a loved one. And across the board, the results are incredible. Here's what Gabriel Backer, 40-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland, says. No more bleeding gums, and I still can't believe I got rid of cavities. And to think how easy it was. I've been using SteelBite Pro for 3 weeks now, and I'll share it with everyone I know. Or Loretta Martin, 48, from New Orleans, Louisiana, who says, I was afraid to eat, always cut everything into tiny pieces and chewed them carefully. After just 1 week of SteelBite Pro, I finally had the courage to eat my favorite food, beefsteak. It was a huge victory for me. And Damian Sanders, 52, from Flint, Michigan, who says, I don't think there's a worse pain than tooth pain. I couldn't focus at work or enjoy my free time, and I was hooked on painkillers. Now it's like I've got my life back. No more pain. It just feels so good. All you have to do in order to achieve the same life-changing results is to start using it as soon as possible. The solution is much simpler than you'd think. And you can get access to everything in the next 90 seconds. Now, knowing all of this, it's obvious why SteelBite Pro dominates any other option to fixing gum disease. Nothing else out there proved to work. Instead, SteelBite Pro is a completely natural and 100% effective way of destroying the dangerous bacteria that are now lurking deep inside your gums, sentencing you to tooth decay. Of course, you could go to the dentist, who will torture you with sick plaque cleaning methods like dental scaling, methods that can't reach your root cause of your gum disease and eliminate the termite bacteria. Or maybe he'll talk you into expensive, lengthy treatments like gum grafts or pocket elimination surgery. Treatments that no doctor can guarantee they work. And good luck getting your insurance to cover the cost of those thousands of dollars. Next, your doctor might suggest you to replace your worst teeth with implants that cost $4,500 a pop, and have you wait 1.5 years just to see if the operation was a success. Not to mention, the termite bacteria can still cause an infection around the implants. You could put your hopes inside special toothpaste or fake gum strengthening creams, but these will never be strong enough to be that cure-all you're wishing for. All are a waste of money, time, and energy, and you know it. They won't get you well in 1,000,000 years. Unlike SteelBite Pro that you can get the job done in less than 3 weeks, while keeping your gums and teeth safe from future dental disorders. You can understand why Dr. ST and I initially wanted to set the value for SteelBite Pro at $399. That's less than a gum graft surgery, and certainly a lot less than the cost of a dental implant. Plus, with SteelBite Pro, you don't run the risk of infections or even face nerve damage, as it's 100% natural and side effect free. When you think about all that, it should be pretty clear why both I and the more than 57,000 people who have already used SteelBite Pro personally think that $399 is a steal. But this is not about us making a profit. I've seen firsthand how using the SteelBite Pro gave me my life back, got me rid of all the pain and humiliation. And now I don't have to lose sleep at night worrying about whether one of my teeth will fall or not, whether there's an infection that could spread to my brain and kill me in a matter of hours. Plus, I know the desperation of being sick and broke, with no money to take care of yourself, which is why I'm not going to ask you to invest anywhere near the $399 I was initially going to price this at, or even $299, or $199, or heck, even $99. Instead, and only while the website remains online, which may not be that long given the incredible threat it poses to big pharmaceutical companies and dental conglomerates, you can get your very own 30-day supply of SteelBite Pro for a one-time 100% risk-free investment of $69. That's right, just $69. Before you order, one last thing. After thoroughly researching all the ingredients of SteelBite Pro and running dozens of tests, I recommend you take this supplement for at least 90 days. On one hand, it's about giving your body enough time to process and take full advantage of all the plant extracts and steadily locate and destroy every single colony bacteria. This way, your teeth could absorb all the minerals and nutrients, thus undoing years and years of dental damage. On the other hand, SteelBite Pro is selling incredibly fast, and once it will be sold out, it will take us at least 6 to 9 months to produce a new batch. Not only because we're accepting only the purest ingredients, but also because when an ingredient is clinically proven to work so well, like berberine, big pharmaceutical companies buy up all the supplies of this plant and pretend it's for research purposes. They offer such a high price for it that it's creating an artificial shortage. Berberis, the shrubs from which berberine is extracted, is incredibly hard to find in the wild. And even if there are a few berberis farms out there, even fewer of them grow it without using chemicals, while most of them are filling their pockets right now thanks to pharma companies buying up all their crops years in advance. You might find it in bottles in a health food store, but those supplies aren't pure, or they skimp on quality control to make up for their lost profits from the high ingredient cost. So yes, you can consider yourself lucky if SteelBite Pro is still in stock today. But you know what? I want you to take full advantage of how great SteelBite Pro is, and at the same time, save as much as you can on your health investment. So I'm going to make the deal even sweeter, because I know how hard it is to live with throbbing teeth pain, inflamed bleeding gums, and bad breath. I've set up a discounted package system of 6 bottles of SteelBite Pro for you for only $49 a bottle, for a total of $295, which is being offered today only. For as long as supplies last, you also get free shipping on us. Once we run out of bottles, the Buy Now buttons will not be active anymore until we make another batch, which takes around 2 to 3 months at least. Click the 6-bottle package, or any other package that you want, below to secure your order. Consider this the smallest, most powerful investment that you have ever made for yourself. Yes, 1 bottle of SteelBite Pro might stop bleeding and receding gums while you regain their healthy look and feel. 3 bottles might be enough to rapidly stop the pain and infections, saving you thousands of dollars in painful root canals and other dental bills, and remove all the ugly plaque buildup from your teeth. But 6 bottles of SteelBite Pro will tighten your loose gums and cement the teeth roots, strengthen your teeth crowns, and turn your saliva into a super strong shield for your teeth and gums, making them virtually indestructible against future bacteria or food debris. You may be saying, okay, this sounds amazing and I'm interested. How do I get started? Click the Buy button below after choosing the best package for you, and you'll end up with on our secure checkout page. Enter your payment details, place the order, and in 7 days from this moment, you'll get SteelBite Pro delivered to your home. But click now. It's the only way to secure your package while supplies last. You have absolutely nothing to risk because you are also covered by our 60-day, 100% healthy or money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. You simply say maybe to SteelBite Pro today by clicking the Buy Now button below. Once you've done that, the most important step into completely rejuvenating your teeth and gums is practically done. And if you don't start seeing incredible and dramatic improvements, all you need to do is contact us within the first 60 days from your purchase. It doesn't matter if you used up the entire bottle, we still give you your money back. This means you have 2 whole months to decide if SteelBite Pro is for you or not. No hidden fees or subscriptions, just a safe and secure one-time, simple payment. Remember, you'll still have a full 60 days to decide whether or not SteelBite Pro is for you or not. I'm taking all the risk here, and it doesn't bother me one bit. I want to help as many Americans as I can, which means making it as easy as possible for you to try this today. So go ahead, choose your package and say maybe by clicking the Buy Now button below right now. But please, know you really do have to act now. We are offering SteelBite Pro for an amazing price just to get this amazing solution into more hands. But we are planning to raising the price to $99 or possibly much higher in the future. Because here's the weird thing. When I tell people that you can easily fight gum disease and tooth decay in practically no time and for less than the price of an electric toothbrush, well, most people think it's unbelievable, as if there's something fishy going on. But our mission is to spread SteelBite Pro to as many people as humanly possible, and the big dream is for gum disease and dental clinics to be a thing of the past. But if people find it hard to believe that you can get such incredible results and destroy life-threatening bacteria for less than a meal with your family at a restaurant, then we'll have to raise the price. Not to mention, we don't know how much longer we'll be able to hide from Big Pharma's threats. But if this website is still up, it means you can still get the SteelBite Pro if you act now. So, click the button below to place your order now. Listen, when you think about it, you really have only 2 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1, stop following this presentation and leave this page. Do nothing. Keep going the way you are now, with your gums always sore and inflamed, risking life-threatening infections and diseases. Live in pain, fear, and embarrassment for months, maybe even years or decades. It's not going to be pleasant. Option 2, risk nothing at all today. Grab SteelBite Pro right now, and you'll be surprised at how well it works. So, choose your package, then just click the button below. Still here? That's fine. This letter covered so much information that it's only natural you have some questions. Let's take a quick moment to answer some typical questions asked by clients before they choose the SteelBite Pro. Number 1, how and why does SteelBite Pro work? Well, the way this works is pretty simple actually. Gum disease, tooth decay, and bad breath have nothing to do with how good your oral hygiene is, but with a life-threatening bacteria buried deep inside your gums, eating at your roots and spreading like a plague to your throat, nose, and airways. No teeth cleaning method can reach the places where the dangerous bacteria hides, And the only substances that can reach the bacteria hiding place is your saliva. The only solution is to turn your saliva into an incredibly powerful disinfectant and teeth strengthener by using natural but extremely potent ingredients. This method is really inexpensive and has no side effects and works incredibly well. 2. Is this protocol for everyone? Yes. SteelBite Pro is non-invasive, risk-free, and was designed for people of all ages and medical conditions. 3. When should I take SteelBite Pro? We recommend you take 2 capsules each day with a big glass of water. You can take them whenever you feel comfortable, either in the morning, afternoon, or even in the evening if you had a busy day and forgot about it. 4. What kind of results can I expect to see? More than 57,000 people have now used the SteelBite Pro, and the results have been remarkable. However, it depends on how quickly your body responds to the ingredients used in the protocol. Some people see changes faster, while others may take longer. So please allow at least 3 weeks to see a dramatic improvement. 5. How long will this program be available for? I can't give you an exact answer here. I want it to stay up forever. However, the pharmaceutical companies are becoming increasingly hostile towards me and starting to make threats. As soon as my family is at risk, I'll have to take the site down. That means you really should get this program right now, especially since there is zero risk to you, as I'll explain in a second. 6. What's with that guarantee again? So, the reason there is no risk for you is that you have a full 60-day to try the SteelBite Pro for yourself. If, for any reason over the next 2 months you're not satisfied, you simply send me an email, I'll provide my address inside, and I'll immediately refund your entire investment with no questions asked. No dentist will ever do that. 7. I'm ready to buy. What do I do now? This one is easy. Simply choose your package by clicking on one of the options below and try out the entire program for yourself for 60 days with absolutely no risk. If you are unhappy for any reason, you will be given a prompt refund, no questions asked.